Good morning, and it's a Monday morning. I've got an extra day off work. I've just had 2 days in Wales, not to watch the rugby, but yes, 2 days in Wales in the camper van, and now I've come back and used my extra day off, or gonna use my extra day off, to do the handlebar upgrade, depending on your point of view, if it works. So the idea is different yoke, top clamp, triple tree, whatever you want to call it, and then universal clip-ons, which are in there at the moment, but I need to put in spacers because the inner diameter of this is much larger than the outer diameter of my forks. And to find one the right size, this was 46 quid from China. I'd have to get an ABM one or someone like that who does the actual handlebar kits, and then you're talking 200, 250, and I'm not sure whether it'll work or be any good, or whether I need to adjust brake lines and stuff like that. So I was trying to go for a cheap option, and whilst 45 quid, and now, what was that? That was about a tenner. So that's 55. The clip-ons themselves, Bitum, multi-adjustable. I say multiple adjustable. It swivels that way or it swivels that way. So there's multitudes of adjustability, but you know, you can't have it like that or like that, which would be ridiculous anyway. But yeah, I think these were about 90 quid. So I'm already looking at around the 150 quid mark for this setup. I think the handlebar conversion was 300 quid. But with the handlebar conversion, generally speaking, you get a different yoke, like I've done on Mediocre. This is an ABM kit. There you go, ABM. And you get the top yoke, call it what you want, with the clamp bolt holes. So you put your handlebars on top. I didn't want to go with that setup on this one, because to do that setup, I really would have to cut. You know, this is going to raise far too far, and I'll probably have to cut some of the frame off. The ones I've seen are sort of cut off here, and it all starts looking a bit stumpy, ridiculous. It's going to look brilliant for some eyes anyway. So this is the setup I wanted. I wanted to sort of keep the clip-on setup low enough that I can get underneath the nose cone and retain a full nose cone and a full front screen. So that's why I've ended up like this. Because these were the wrong size and the people I bought them off didn't have the right size and had advertised them incorrectly, because they did advertise them for GSXR 03, and it's not until 04, because I think these are the diameter of the upside down forks, same as what's on Mediocre, upside down forks, and these are right side up forks, right way up forks, so they're a lot thinner at the top. So they got their listing wrong, although one of the pictures did show all the dimensions and I was too lazy to check that. Anyway, what they said was how much refund you want, and you can keep this as well. And I said, well, if we call that 20 quid's worth, because I might be able to do something with it, you refund the other 26 quid or whatever it was, which they did. So this has actually cost me 20 quid, not 46, which brings the cost down massively, absolutely massively, right the way down to 120 quid so far, as long as I don't need new cables or brake lines or anything, which I probably should upgrade because they're the rubber ones. Later date. So that's the plan today. to swap out the yoke. I couldn't use this yoke with these because when they're in the same position as these ones, this part here hits the do-up bolt thingy. Clamp bolt, there you go. So I could only really bring it to there, which is where we're at the moment, and I really wanted to bring it round and see what it's like almost straight. So I wanted that flexibility, and this bolt wasn't allowing it, hence buying this setup where the clamp bolt is at the back, allowing for, there you go, complete flexibility on angle of the dangle. So that's what I'm going to get on with. I've marked this one off. I'm going to cut it off here and give it an equal size slot as to what it's got there, and that will become my insert spacer doobry, whatchamacallit. And I'll do that twice because there's 2 holes and 2 forks, and then I'll bring you back. Will I do it off camera? I'll probably do it off camera. That'd be a lot easier for me. Would you want to see it? Why would you want to see it? I'm just going to get the grinder with a cutting disc on and cut that off and cut a slot. Self-evident. If you see it, I've left it in, and if you don't, I haven't. There you go. It's as easy as that. That is hot. And the cut on that is crap. This is where I need a linisher. Okay, something like that. Just wants a bit of tidy up with a Dremel, but that's somewhere where we're looking. A bit more of that slot wants to come out. I touched it on the plastic and it melted to the plastic. Who'd know? Who'd know? What's the science behind that? Right, yes, a bit more on that slot. Not by much. Right. Yeah, definitely wants to tidy up, but I think we're good. Well, not we, me. I think I'm good. That's good enough for me. And as I said before, I wouldn't be doing the inserts if it was the top clamp with the handlebar clamp holes and your handlebars were on these, because I don't know why, I should trust it 100%, but the setup I've got, this is just going to hold the forks together. These handlebars will actually clamp on the fork itself with the weight of the handlebars and the clamps and all the rest of it on this top yoke. I don't know. I don't know whether it would be too much pressure and this could start slipping down because of the inserts. So I'm happier with this because I can get this underneath as such. Hopefully. It might all go tits up. Might not. That's why it's a project. So it's sort of one down. So I'm going to cut another one off camera, and I'll bring you back when I'm ready to take the top yoke off. Got the spacers done. So now start taking this apart. And I think, if I remember, I've got to take the ignition out. I can't just pull this off and do a test fit. I think I've got to unscrew that first. But I'm still going to try and take the top yoke off. Why wouldn't you? Yes. So let's try that. On a Dewberry whatchamacallit thingamajig socket thingy whatchamacallit something on there. Is it that big? Let's try the one under. That's far too small. So what is that? That's a 32. 32. If I remember rightly, this is a bit... So it's meant to be tighter than that. Perhaps it is. Perhaps it is, and I just haven't tightened it properly. That and that, and a couple of them. I've got a bolt under here. Right, this should be top yoke loose. Well, unfortunately, that's a massive fail. Oh well. What I didn't take into consideration is hole centres, and now that I've got it on there, I can see that to make this one as square as possible, so I've got the same amount of gap all the way round, massively offsets that one. So this is no good anyway. It looks like the newer forks actually go, what would they be? Forward ever so slightly, by about 1mm, and wider apart, but then they'd be thicker, wouldn't they? Because they'll be upside down forks, they'll be thicker. So anyway, the crux of that is massive waste of time. So if you are considering that route, don't, because it ain't going to work. So I've now got to decide whether I am going to go and spend shitloads of money or not, really. Yeah. Anyway, I tried, didn't I? I tried. and someone would have found that entertaining. What else would I do on my Monday off? Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. If I ever attempt anything like that again, I'm sure to let you know. But in the meantime, that's about 120 quid wasted. Unless I get another project. Unless I get the whole front end off a, well, GSXR 750 fits these 600s, I think. So I'll get the upside down forks and set up. So what would it need? Both triple clamps, full set of forks, probably the whole braking system, stem, probably, all to have slightly straighter handlebars. Seems like a waste of time, but that's opinion rather than fact. Anyway, that'll do for today. That's enough failure today. I'm going to get on with the rest of my day and try and achieve something. One of the achievements will be putting this back together, obviously. But thanks for watching. Comments down below, and I'll catch you again maybe. Ta-ra.